Alright. Back at it again. Get me? Welcome back to the Arsenal podcast. I think this is the last Aouar video. And if I'm not mistaken, it must be the last one. And I don't know where to start from, guys. I don't know where to start from. Juventus dropping out, Real Madrid coming in, Madrid dropping out, PSG dropping out of the rest, and finally Arsenal remaining as the only club interested, and we also ending talks without getting the player. That is what we are going to be discussing today. Aouar dropped a teaser that is not good news, so much of good news to us. But of course, let us discuss all that is available around the Aouar deal comfortably. I've dropped a video about Thomas Partey, so make sure you check it out. There is a lot of interest from Chelsea now. So make sure you check out the video and give me your opinion about Partey to Chelsea other than Partey to Arsenal. Let's get the party started anyway. Now, guys, in the last couple of minutes, I think around 15 minutes, Aouar has dropped another transfer hint and said no players are going to leave Lyon this summer. Not Aouar, not Memphis Depay. You get me? He said no players are going to leave Lyon this summer. Not Aouar, not Memphis Depay. Now that answers the tweet or the quote he put out on Wednesday when he said we have put a deadline until Friday. Beyond Friday, there will be no departures from the club. And I'm very convinced that all of you got that video because I did it and it was trending on Twitter. That quote was trending everywhere. So he said the first deadline was on Friday. The Friday deadline, no one left. He gave us until Saturday morning, and now it is Saturday evening. No one has left. No deal has been confirmed, and he just came out and said Aouar, Memphis Depay, and no other Lyon player will leave Olympique Lyonnais this transfer summer. It's a big blow. Big blow to Arsenal. Because all of us thought this was close. All of us thought this was about to be done. When you look at how Mikel Arteta fooled us in the press conference yesterday, if you guys still remember, he said, we are confident about how we are trying to make recruitment. He never said we are going to improve or anything, but he said they were confident about something. Because he was asked directly about the Aouar, and I think, I stressed that point so much when I was doing the press conference. You remember what he said? He said that he was confident. They were confident about Aouar. Now today, no deal. Aouar says there is no deal between us and Lyon. It's time to look for options, right? But we have less than 3 days to go. Monday, Sunday, and the deal is over. So, how fast can we run? How fast can we do these deals? How fast can we do these deals? You've been asking about Aouar so much, so many things, have happened, and you've been asking me to give you an update. Here we go. Aouar is not coming to Arsenal. According to Jean-Michel Aulas, is going to stay at Lyon. All the parties that have been interested have somehow fallen out of the favor. Juventus are working so hard to sign Federico Chiesa. They are no longer interested in Aouar. Probably the price is very high, 50 million. They are not ready to pay that. So that puts them out of the deal, and hopefully in the next 2-3 days they might sign and announce Federico Chiesa as a Juventus player. Real Madrid, Zinedine Zidane confirmed it very well. He said maybe one day he will be a player for Real Madrid, but for now we are happy with the squad and we are going to stay with this squad throughout the season. Now that means Real Madrid are also off, and Charles Watts said it today. I told you have to follow Charles Watts on Twitter as well as his YouTube channel. He said, we know very well the financial constraints Real Madrid are facing, right? So that means they are not in pole position to sign anybody. They have been hit more, bigger than any other club in the by the coronavirus pandemic. Okay. The last piece of competition was from PSG, who came out and confirmed yesterday as well that they would want the player, but they are not going to sign him this summer. So for this summer, it was only Arsenal that was willing to take the player on a permanent deal, on a long-term deal. Jean-Michel Aouar said it very clearly. He said there are 3 clubs wanting the player. 1 club wants him on a long-term deal, and the 2 want him on a short-term deal, which Lyon never wanted to accept in the first place because they wanted a permanent deal. They never wanted swap deals, they never wanted loan deals or anything. Or else the player stays. So our work was only to focus on how the hell do we negotiate a deal around the table with Olympique Lyon, which we have successfully failed to do. We are walking back to London with heads down without Aouar. But I think it's time to go for the alternatives because time is still running out. The time doesn't stop ticking and ticking and ticking until the transfer crap closes down. So I think it's time to go for the alternatives. But what alternatives are we looking at? Benrahma and possibly Jorginho. Jorginho is linked with us on a loan deal from Chelsea, and Benrahma is at Brentford, with so much of speculation that he's going to stay at Brentford. Now that means we have bigger chances of getting out of this transfer summer without signing anyone else. I don't mean to say that I'm taking back my own words. I'm very sure that by Monday something might have happened. But as for now, the transfer stance we have, no Arsenal deal is close to happening. No Arsenal deal is close to happening. This is really interesting, man. Really interesting. And this is how transfers change within a blink of an eye. Within seconds, transfers change. No more Aouar, no more Thomas Partey, no more Wilfred Zaha, no more players linked, because both players have been called up, for the in the lineups for the weekend in their sides. Partey has been called up, and Aouar will also feature for Lyon. Game over. Bad negotiation, incredible business, terrible business by Arsenal. That's all we can say. Terrible business. What a fake transfer summer, and what a fake Arsenal board we have. And I told you guys, whenever you see a lot of PR is meant to, sweeten propaganda, right? And I told you Mikel Arteta started doing this kind of PR. We are losing him as a manager. He's no longer on our side. He's on the side of the board. And you told me, you criticize so much. Here we go. So I criticize so much, and finally, we don't have the player that we have always craved for. He's not going to sign. It's a done deal. He's not going to sign. Aouar. Everything we have been talking about in the last couple of days is becoming real. We are slow in the transfer window, bad negotiation, terrible business. All of those things are happening right now to Arsenal, the same club that was very close to getting Aouar in the last 48 hours. Because I think we have been locked in talks with Lyon for almost forever. For the past 48 hours, we have been talking with Lyon. And I wonder what we have been talking about, that we failed to get at least one good attempt. So, that is it. That is it. No more competition for Lyon's Aouar, but we are not getting him. Transfer talks have officially ended between Lyon and Arsenal. the next player on the table is Jorginho from Chelsea. A player I wouldn't want to see at Arsenal. I want to be very honest. A player I don't want to see at Arsenal. There is nothing that we are going to get from him. Nothing. And this has been a shit of a transfer summer, of a transfer window. The same old song, same old song. Back Arteta with signings, back Arteta with signings. Please give Arteta more signings. Now, we have a new hashtag. Hashtag AFC, hashtag transfers, hashtag game over, hashtag terrible transfer, hashtag terrible summer, hashtag call it whatever you want. So, I think that's the last bit of updates we can talk about. It must be the last bit of updates we can talk about. What else can we talk about? From Aouar deal, nothing. Terrible negotiation, terrible everything from Arsenal, terrible. Lucas Torreira crosses over to Atletico Madrid. Arsenal are well convinced that they need to sell to buy, right? Yeah. So we need to sell some players, get some money to fund the transfers, and then we give out a player who could possibly give us the money. We need to buy players. We give him out on loan, and without an obligation to buy, it's an option to buy. They can still decide to say, he didn't look so well for us, we aren't signing him, take him back, take him away. And that's how we are going to be for the rest of our lives. It has happened in the last 20 years. I've been telling you guys that if you look at the way we've been, our transfers are structured, and you look at clubs like Chelsea, you look at clubs like Manchester United, you look at clubs like Liverpool, it's quite very different. It shows that we are not ambitious at all. It shows that, we are a club that is just interested in, I don't know. We go in the transfer summer and sign players for the sake. We signed Zerika Lazinak, we signed Genduzi, we signed Granit Xhaka, we signed most of the players that we have signed, you cannot let them out on 20 million plus. Most of the players. Seems it seems like we do transfers just for the sake that we are in the transfer window, fans are demanding for players, so what we do, let us get in Willian on the free, let us get in Dani Ceballos back, let us go for, you see. And Arsenal fans don't want to hear this. They don't want the Liga type of man. They want positivity. They want to stay positive. They want optimism. Tell us who's joining Arsenal. That is the question that's always flowing over. Tell us who's joining Arsenal. Tell us who's joining Arsenal. Well, I'm happy to announce that nobody's going to join. I think that makes you more happy. And officially, I want to pronounce this as I leave the stream. Officially, we are a mid-table team. Does that make some more sense? So that means if we don't sign anybody, because I've said we are officially a mid-table team, if we don't sign anybody, that won't hurt, will it? Because we are like Leeds, we're like Burnley, we're like West Brom. Even if they don't sign, our goal now is to try so much to get to the Europa League. If not, try so much not to get relegated. Around the table, if we can finish in number 8, number 10, it makes sense. We shall be happy. Number 8, but for me, I'll prefer number 8. I prefer number 8, right? I don't know what you guys prefer the position that we could finish, but for me, as Arsenal, if we can finish in number 8, yeah, it would make more sense. Finish in number 8. What else do you want? That's where you finished last summer. No improvement, no decline. You're in the Europa League. You win the FA Cup again. Go back to that crap, Europa League. And they might ask, is officially a mid-table team. 5 years, 6 years, 10 years without Champions League. That makes us officially a mid-table team, and we are on that run successfully. We are doing well. In the next 10 years, we shall be officially a mid-table team that cannot go back to Champions League, a mid-table team that cannot, fight for Europa League. Of course, you cannot win the FA Cup every season, because even this season, I don't think we can win it. I don't think we can win it again. Back Mikel Arteta with transfer signings. Mikel Arteta is the new Pep Guardiola. I see. Well, I think it's going to guide us very well in our race to become a mid-table team, and it's gonna be interesting. It's always interesting when you're progressing. We are progressing very well from top 4 to top 8 to top 10. You're progressing very well, and trust me, we shall not get relegated, because I think we are too good for that. We shall not get Champions League, because our ambitions are too low for that. So I think the biggest thing we can think about is, I think we should open some bottles of beer, bottles of champagne, because we are progressing as a mid-table team. Officially, we are a mid-table team. Look at the other clubs and their midfield. Everton with Dokore, Alan, and Hamis. And then we have Guendouzi, Ozil, Ceballos, and Xhaka, and Elneny. Because I think that makes us more, comfortable. Arsenal fans always want to compare themselves to another club. Compare our midfield to Everton. Compare our midfield to Atletico Madrid. Compare our can we beat Barcelona? Do you think we can win the Europa League with the same team that was kicked out by Olympiacos? And you're saying, can we win the Europa League? What is the logic behind your question? Anyway, I want to sign out. I'll be dropping a video about the match preview, because I think that will make me feel much better. The match preview and the predicted lineup. I don't feel like talking about transfers today anymore. But anyway, like I said, we have let Torreira go, so I think I'll be doing that video. Why not? Makes sense. Makes some sense. Have a nice day.